Monday evening. Thank you so much for joining us for News 19 at 6. I'm Darcy Strickland. Starting tomorrow, 780,000 South Carolina students will not be in school as the state works to try to combat the spread of the coronavirus. After issuing a state of emergency on Friday, the governor and DHEC are confirming today that there are now 28 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in South Carolina.
Of all schools in the state of South Carolina, starting tomorrow, Monday, March 16th. That means no school starting tomorrow. Schools will remain closed until the end of the month, that is March 31st. This includes pre-K through 12, all universities, colleges, and technical colleges.
Hi, my name is Theodore Washington. I'm a rising senior at Beaufort High that also participates in the EMC Extra Mile Club. And I'm going to answer a couple of questions that were given to me. First question is, how are you going to be able to focus on school during the pandemic? I feel like the best way to focus is by constantly being prepared for the unexpected to happen. A prime example of this is just everything that's going on with coronavirus and the protests of racial injustice that's going on in America. So the best way to just stay focused is by being prepared for anything to happen at all times. Considering everything that's going on in the world, what are you hopeful for? One thing that I can say I am hopeful for, to keep it simple, is the future. I'm hopeful that things will get better in the future, and everything that's going bad right now has the potential and chance to improve as time goes on. I do feel like we're treated unfairly, not as bad as before, but the fact that it's still happening is a problem. The fact that the protests are still happening is a problem. The fact that they're needed for a change to happen is a problem. Just because simply because of the fact that this nation is supposed to be free and equal for all, and the fact that it's not. And there's plenty of information that supports that claim. Too much, in fact, to probably put in one video. And that's pretty much it.
I've been able to focus on school during the pandemic by making sure I focus on time management and make sure I prioritize school, because you never know when we're going to go back. You don't know how teachers are going to grade certain things. So you need to make sure that you have what you need to do. Well, speaking for me personally, I make sure that I have what I need to be able to turn in on my work. And moving forward in the world, I hope that everything, like no more new cases. I hope that everyone who has been diagnosed with COVID-19 will get treated however they may need to, self-isolation or whatever the case may be. Also, I hope that, I know a lot of businesses have opened up prematurely, and I just hope that those businesses that are opening, citizens and workers and employees, managers, everyone do what they need to do to make sure that they keep themselves clean, they keep their jobs and businesses sanitized so that no one can get sick. And also, I hope, like, for our generation, that we learn from this experience not to take things for granted. And I do feel that African Americans are treated unfairly, and I believe that all of these years that we've been the oppressed race, we've been the minorities, we've been insuperior, and I feel that that's wrong, because back during slavery, back times before then, Black people were the ones who had to do everything for the white people, which means that we were hardworking, we were determined, and throughout all of these years, it took plenty of wars, plenty of acts, amendments, and everything to help us get where we need to be today. The Civil Rights Movement, people have lost their lives, and still to this day, people have to fight for our rights, which we shouldn't have to fight for.
I'll be able to focus on school during the pandemic by keeping my mind on one thing at a time. I can't get distracted by all these difficulties in the world. That's just, if you use those as an excuse, then that's just pitiful. But yeah, I keep my mind on one thing at a time and just keep going, because this is my senior year. I can't mess up now. I'm hopeful for change in this world today, because it's so much going on. But I don't know what kind of change it would be. It might be a positive change or a negative change. Hopefully a positive, but I can't predict the future. I believe that we are being treated unfairly, because Like, look how we live now. We have to work so much harder than the next man to get what we need because the color of our skin. We need to, but we will get better. We will have our way. At the end of the day, we gonna change the hearts and minds of those who don't see what we see. Thank you.
Coronavirus cases in the South and West that could have implications for the entire country, especially as more young people are becoming infected. As America pushes forward with reopening, half of all states are now averaging more new cases each day than they have in weeks. Tonight, 1 out of every 5 new infections globally is from right here in the U.S. And with Florida and Texas setting new records for positive tests, the governors there are warning they may need to crack down on those who aren't social distancing. Tonight, more than 120,000 people have been killed by coronavirus in the U.S., and there are more than 2.3 million confirmed cases nationwide.
I'm hopeful for change and peace in this country again, and for our country to be more healthy overall, because right now we aren't healthy, literally or physically, with all this race war and the corona and stuff going on, and it just needs to change, and that's what I hope for. And I don't think we're treated equally or fair in the shows, and sometimes you can think we are, depending on who they are and what they do. But even those African Americans who are at the high level in their life, they still get treated differently from those that are white doing the same thing as them. So yeah, that's how I felt about that. Thank you.
The White House says those increases are due to stepped-up testing, not reopening. And it's defending the president for saying he ordered testing to be slowed down.
Honestly, I'm not going to worry about the pandemic because I have God on my side. So, yeah, honestly, hopefully for football and just getting my grades right so I can just graduate. I think that we are not getting treated equally, and I feel like if we keep fighting for our equal rights, they are obviously listening, and we'll be able to live a happy life equally.
God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's go.
Adjusting to school during this pandemic has not been easy, especially taking online classes without the teacher's help, having to basically learn everything on your own. But I kind of fixed my schedule, waking up on time to finish all my work on the right days and finish it and get it turned in. I feel that African Americans are treated differently just because of the color of their skin. If you look at it, for example, Dylan Roof, the Charleston 9 killer, he was escorted by police. He was escorted to get something to eat. He wasn't harmed. He wasn't nailed on, and he wasn't tased. They didn't use excessive force. But if you see an unarmed black man like George Floyd, he was nailed on for something that he didn't even commit, and they murdered him.
The 3 questions that were asked on this video simply demonstrates that we have a voice. We are living in a time where there are so many uncertainties about our future. I simply want our thoughts, our concerns to be heard and considered, because ultimately we are the change agents.